maintain the contracts on file, we get the proper signatures. We work with vendors, landscaping vendors, security people, pool service people, cleaning service, repair and maintenance contractors. We enforce the covenants for the governing documents and the board's directives. And we also provide legal advice. That's what the link in association link refers to. We are linked with Wright McLeod Law Firm. And your management contract with Association Link also includes the attorneys. They help out with collections. They give advice to the board if the board needs them to interpret something in the governing documents, or to make a change, to change the rules, or to amend the documents, which is a pretty elaborate process, and nothing like that gets amended without owners having a vote in it. But that's the kind of thing the law firm does. As far as the treasurer's duty and the financial management, we look at the delinquent accounts as of the end of last year. The assessments that were unpaid pertaining to 2017 are $19,295. The assessments for 2018 that are unpaid as of 12/31/18, $14,665. So you're looking at around $35,000 unpaid assessments. So how do we go about getting them? Here's the schedule of activity that we engage in. First thing we do is we send late notice, a gentle, friendly reminder. Sometimes people just forget. And we'll follow up with a late notice, and if we don't hear from them, and if the amount due exceeds a threshold established by the board in the collection policy, then we send out, the attorneys send out 30-day demand letters. That usually works pretty well. It's a letter from the attorney, it's not just a letter from the management company. It doesn't always work, but every step along the way, we are always offering payment plans. We always want to work with people. The worst thing they can do is just not contact us, because we can't do anything then, and the process just proceeds. Sometimes things just happen. People have a sickness, they lose a job, things they couldn't foresee. And we're always trying to get them to just talk to us, work out a payment plan, and then we run it by the board to see if the board will accept it. And it's very seldom they refuse a payment plan, even if it takes 2 years or so. As long as people work with us, we'll work with them. It's when they don't respond that things accelerate. That's when lawsuits are served and filed. And the next step could be a consent judgment. That's when we go to court and they don't. And then if they don't show up, we win. We get a consent judgment. A lot of times we'll go to court and you would be surprised how often things are settled right there at the court, literally on the courthouse steps. And if we get the judgment, or if we get the judgment and can't collect it, then there are post-judgment collection efforts such as wage garnishment, things like that. Looking back at the 2018 financials, what you can see is you have operating income of over $125,000, and that is more than just assessments. That is violations, that is initiation fees, that's interest income, any number of things besides assessments. And then you can see the list of operating expenses that total $88,000 and change, and you subtract those expenses from the operating income, you have net income of $36,798 for the year last year. That's pretty good. And as of 12/31/18, you had $66,000 $318 in the bank. So that's looking back. Looking to the current year, the 2019 budget, you'll see operating income is budgeted at $103,800. You will, in all likelihood, collect more than that. That is the amount that is budgeted, and we only budget assessments. Like I said, there'll be other income that we don't budget for a reason. We don't budget for fines. We don't want to provide an incentive to go out and meet a quota. They are what they are. But you will, in all likelihood, collect in excess of that $103,800. Again, you can see the breakdown of operating expenses, the same as the prior year. They total $95,750. So you have a budgeted, an expected net income of $8,050 for the current year. It will probably, in all likelihood, be more than that, be close to 2018 for those reasons that I just mentioned, unbudgeted income. Now, for the first 4 months of this year, here is the actual data. Operating income, $75,850. Those expenses to date are $24,338. Net income for the first 4 months, $51,512. Your bank account balance as of the end of April was over $105,000. Don't get too excited, because your income is pretty much over at this point for the year, at least budgeted income. But your expenses will continue. You don't collect it every month, you collect it once a year. If you collected most of it, it will sit in the bank, and we will use those funds to pay the monthly expenses. So it will go down. That bank account balance will go down. But as of the first 4 months of the year, you are in very good shape. Assessments for this year, they remain at $300 due January 1st and late if received after January 31st. And the website, if you haven't been using it, I would encourage you to. You can see on the screen or in the handout the web address, WILLHAVENHOA.net, and there's the password. The password is case sensitive, capital W in Willhaven, and then your zip code. And what you're going to see there is minutes of meetings, all your financial statements. We're going to post things like the pool rules. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, because we're going to try and get some volunteers to join the board in an effort to review those pool rules and get them updated, get them more meaningful. They could use a little more clarity. They're a little ambiguous in places, and you need to make sure that they are reasonable and tailored for your community. And you folks that live here and use the amenities are the best ones to know what's reasonable for your community. So we're going to ask you, if you can, if you have time, please consider getting on a committee for the board, help these guys out, give us your input. And even if you don't have the time, if you're not sure what's required, just ask. It's not as much time as you might take. A lot of our business is conducted through email. We don't have a lot of meetings, and when we do, it's strictly business. We know people are working, raising their kids, so we don't waste anybody's time. So we're going to talk about that a little more too. So that is the website address. That is the password. I hope you'll take advantage of it. There are 5 board positions. The terms last for 1 year or until a successor is elected or appointed. As usual, we do not have a quorum tonight, so there won't be an election, but that doesn't mean we can't get new board members. Board cannot remove board members, but they can appoint board members. So if anyone here is willing to serve, let us know. The board members that are here can appoint you. And I am assuming that the 2 current board members are willing to continue. Is that correct? It is volunteer position. You can always step down next month if you can find a place else. But let's cut to the chase. Is anybody interested in serving on the board? Excellent. What is your name?
Lori Myles.
Lori Myles?
Myles, M-Y.
Okay. And you signed in, Lori? Okay.
No, the line was long. I was tired. I'm coming.
So I've got
coming.
your email address.
Yes. I'm coming, sir. No, it's not on there yet.
Oh, you haven't signed in yet? Okay. Lori Myles, if you would sign in and make sure I can read your address and your email. Your email is probably the most important thing to get right.
I'll come when the meeting ends.
Okay, that's fine. That gets us up to 3. Do I have any more takers?
Yeah, she just did Joy from Armstrong.
Joy, okay, great, great, fantastic. We have one more position available.
Where are those men at?
If you're not sure, think about it. If you have questions, contact me. My email address is in this presentation, in the handouts, and all the communications that go out. If you have questions, email me, call me, text me, we'll talk about it. You can be appointed anytime. It doesn't have to be tonight. So if you have a particular interest, like I said, social committee, pool committee, landscape committee, social committee, if there's something that appeals to you, that really rings your bell, you can make a difference. So keep that in mind. Okay, now there's the open forum questions, but before we get to that, I'd like to introduce Wright McLeod of McLeod and Murdoch law firm. He runs the whole show. He's over the law firm and Association Link. And Wright, I appreciate you joining us tonight. He just got back in town. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make it, so glad he's here because you may have some questions that we can't answer and that maybe he can. And if none of us can, we can certainly find an answer for you and get back to you. So it's up to you guys now. Who would like to talk about what? Yes, sir.
So, as far as this year and last year, are we getting the numbers up with the people paying their HOA fees so we can get our account numbers up? Or is it worse?
Well, that's difficult to answer because there is so much fluctuation from month to month. You could be doing a great job of collections at a faster rate this year than last year and the year before. But maybe more people are becoming delinquent this year. So the main takeaway is you've got a very aggressive team of attorneys. I've been told by the attorney that I've been working with is August Murdoch, and I've been to court a few times with him. The managers go to court, we try and get a board member to go with us. But I've been told that we basically don't go to court unless we know we can win. And my experience is that's true.
So how many liens right now do we have in WILLHAVEN? How many liens do we have?
I don't have that number here, but I can get it.
You know, the board sets a collection policy and a procedure as to how aggressive they want me and the other attorneys to be. And, you know, that's a balancing act. I mean, y'all all live together, and but I'm going to win 99% of the time. And that doesn't mean I'm going to collect, because we don't have debtor's prison in here. But I'm going to get a judgment. I'm going to have a lien that's going to attach to your house. If I can find where you work, I can garnish your wages. Your accounts receivable is well below industry, the industry average. And you know, the judgment I'm going to get is going to be good for 7 years. It's going to affect your credit. Now I flip that around. It's up to the board. Normally, if a homeowner will just communicate with us, we reach what's called a consent judgment. Just we'll put you on a payment plan. Okay, you know, acknowledge that you owe the money. Acknowledge that you're going to attempt to pay it, and then let's set it up on a plan.
So are we putting that information on the website that, hey, you know, you can't make the HOA, you know, we'll push it. You know, are we telling the people that, you know?
We
is it-
certainly, and yes. I mean, I don't, I mean, there are 100 different neighborhoods, so every board will go a little differently.